because it's blind tasting time. I'm gonna blind taste 6 expensive Tuscan Reds. Find out the reveal. I'll let you know which ones are right for you in this video. Hello. Welcome back to Exotic Wine Travel. I am your host, Matthew Horkey. This is an episode I have been waiting to do for a long time because I am blind tasting 6 expensive Tuscan wines. I've been wanting to do this for a few days, but I had an eye infection, so I couldn't shoot video. Let's get to it, shall we? We'll jump right into it. Blind tasting. Some people think it's a parlor trick for wine people. You know, a game a lot of wine people play is blind tasting and seeing if people can identify what the grape is, what the wine is, what year it's from, where it's from. It's kind of like a pounding the chest type of thing. But I think it's useful in scenarios like this. Double blind tasting is where you don't know anything about the wines at all. You don't know what grape, what region, what year. You know, that can be incredibly difficult. But this is blind tasting. These are all either one single grape or a specific blend, all the same vintage. I think this is where blind tasting is powerful. I know what the wines are, but what I did is I covered them up with foil and then I mixed them up. I don't know what order they are in. I've only tasted one of these wines before. The other 5 I'm tasting for the very first time. I did it the best way I could. There's only one person here. I had to wrap everything with foil, take the capsules off so I couldn't see anything, and then I just mixed everything up. If you guys like this type of format, I'll try to do this a little bit more often. It's kind of difficult with one person, but you know what? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Let's get into it, shall we? First up, number 1. I know that these wines are a little bit more higher priced, so I don't know if I'm going to spit them. I might just treat myself. I'm about to run a Clubhouse room tonight. Besides, by the way, if you're not on Clubhouse, you got to check it out. Follow me at XO Wine Travel. A lot of cool wine conversations going on. All right, let's get into it. Pale color. So true to this variety. Ooh, Hold on a second. Gotta zip up. These are big boy wines. These are serious wines. Not big and voluptuous. I'm just talking they're serious, complex wines. Strawberry, sour cherry, cedar, leather. Smells really good. This is gonna be really hard to differentiate these wines. I mean, in terms of put them in order. Medium bodied for the style wine. Sour cherry for days. Crazy acidity. The tannins are a little bit grippy. What I mean, they kind of tug a little bit, but they're not super drying. Long finish, good wine. These are going to be really hard to differentiate. Let's move on. Wine number 2. Just to make the show go faster, I Corvin the first 4 and then I'll Corvin the next 2 after that because I only have 4 glasses. So this one's a little bit more rich. Like this is more European, on style. This one's a little bit more voluptuous, a little bit more richer. Black olive even, stuff that you kind of get in some Cabernet Francs. Black cherry, still a lot of tobacco. Tobacco and cedar, really nice stuff. Wow, this is going to be hard. These are all good wines. This is something a little more full-bodied. You got to like the tannins. You got to like the richness. I can see a lot of people that are drinking, some bigger reds from California really getting into this style. It is a very good wine. Tannins still very young. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, guys. This is going to be really difficult. Okay, wine number 3. Also dark in color. Now this one has a lot more wood on it. And I'm talking about new oak for days. Lots of vanilla. But still a lot of fruit underneath. When I say that, it's not a terrible thing. Okay, not a terrible thing. I know a lot of people in particular style like this. Me personally, I don't like this much wood in wine. But it's not just oak. There is fruit here. Black cherry, mocha, kind of like a candied cherry type of flavor. Luscious, rich on the mouth from all of that new oak, and the tannins hit pretty hard. It's not my wine, not my type of wine. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it because of that wood, that kind of structure. I see people that maybe drinking some bigger, bolder Shirazes. Maybe you're drinking some bigger Napa Cabs. This is the type you're going to go for. Wine number 4, also with plenty of wood, plenty of structure here. But you know what? This smelled like new wood. There is wood here, but this is like new wood, like new oak. We're gonna get plenty of vanilla. This is like mahogany type flavors. Strawberry, black cherry again, red plum. These are all fruit and more wood. Or this especially was super earthy. Number 2 kind of bridged the border between the two. Oh, This is why all the components of wine are so important. The nose, yes, woody. The palate brings it back. Lots of generous fruit. Actually don't even pick up the wood on the palate. I actually really enjoy it on the palate. Oh, it's actually really good. It's so funny. I smell a lot of wood, like I said over and over. I smell a lot of wood in the beginning. Tart red fruits start to come out on this. Great acidity, which is common for this grape variety. The tannins are round, long finish. I think this is a very good wine, actually. I'm pretty impressed because at first when I smelled it, I didn't know if I wanted to get into it because of the nose. But not bad, not bad. Okay, let's move on to number 5 and 6, shall we? I'm so thankful that I have my trusty Coravin for tastings like this. Makes it super easy instead of just taste through the wines, several times, over an evening, over a couple days, weeks. It helps me also organize to do different videos, different types of content for you. There is an Amazon link in the description box if you want to pick one of these up. It helps out the channel a lot. But let's move on to number 5, shall we? This is the cool thing about hot wine, how different they can be. All from a grape. Just one singular fruit can offer so many complexities. I think that's why wine geeks like me really get into this stuff. This has got a lot of leather, lots of leather, which I'm really digging. Leather, well-worn leather, not that new stuff. Some of those leather shoes, those leather boots that may be a little bit stinky. Very complex wine. Black olive, black cherry, a little bit of tangerine peel, earth, super complex. I like this grape so much because it can offer enough sweetness, the acidity, and savoriness all at once. This wine is plush on the palate, but you're not tasting all new wood. A lot of complexities, a lot of savory notes, a lot of leather saltiness, a lot of red fruit. Oh, this is also good stuff. Man, this is going to be super difficult. Super difficult. I did a video about tasting wine versus drinking wine. When people taste wine in general, sometimes you tend to be a little bit too critical because you become so analytical. Versus when you're just enjoying, wine is really meant to be enjoyed, and that's where you can be just overly generous. Okay, let's move on to the last one, number 6. I'd love to know in the comments, are you doing a lot of blind tasting? I have some friends that are in the industry and they're just enthusiasts. We did a blind tasting of Beaujolais the other night. They always love blind tasting. I know it's fun for them, but sometimes when I'm with them, I'm like, can we please just drink and enjoy the wines? I don't want to think about it, but they get a kick out of it. So hey, what the hell. Number 6 is very fruity, but not cooked or jammy fruit, just pure fruit flavors. Is a little bit meaty, and I don't mean barnyardy, I don't mean animal-y, I don't mean bread, but just a little bit meat, like beef jerky-y, which I like. Cedar, sour cherry again. Oh, full-bodied, plush, lots of complexity. Nice balance between bringing in some fruit, some ripeness, yet some of that old world, that European sensibility. Really good stuff. Long finish, tannins, structured. All these wines are going to need some meat. I gotta go back to number 5 to make my... It's a hard thing about tasting, too. I talked about in the tasting versus drinking video. You're tasting wines, this is the ultimate test right here because, all same region, same grape or blend, same vintage. And that's where you see the differences. But when you just score wines in general, are you scoring against every single wine you ever had, against that grape variety, against that country? You ask a wine person like that, they'll start stuttering all over the place. Nobody ever gives a great answer. Okay, are you ready for the reveal? I'm going to let you know right now, all of these wines are Vino Nobile di Montepulciano from Tuscany, one of the classic appellations along with Brunello di Montalcino and Chianti Classico. Vino Nobile is right in between the two, right in between the previous two. These are all from the Alliance Vinum, a group of 6 producers that are doing their best to elevate the quality of the region. These are all reserve wines, all single vineyard, 100% Sangiovese, and wines that are going to be a little bit more pricier. I think you find them on the shelf. All these wines are going to range in between the 50 to 90 bucks, I think, retail I've seen before. I've only tasted one of them before, and I'm pretty sure I know which one it is that I've tasted. All from the 2016 vintage, a great vintage in Tuscany. So I was expecting a lot of voluptuous fruit, but balanced acidity. Just to be clear, honestly, there were no losers here. None of the wines were bad. All were good. I have to retaste to get my proper notes, but I have a feeling all of these would be above 90 points, some well above, and it all comes down to preference. So I'm going to try to match these up with your palate. The one that wasn't to my palate the most, this is going to be one that people that like those new wood type of flavors, a lot of wine people like to poo-poo on wood, but at the end of the day, a lot of people like that. That was wine number 3. Let's see what this is. I'm excited too. The Cantine Dei. This is the Vino Nobile Madonna della Querce 2016. Good wine. Just the wood was a little bit strong for me. The next one was the one that I said there was a little bit of wood up front, but the palate really brought me back with wonderful flavors. I want to take a look. I'm really curious to see what this is. This is the La Braccesca. This is an Antinori property, Maggiarino. Vino Nobile di Montepulciano 2016. The nose I wasn't crazy about, but the palate really brought me back. Very Antinori-esque label, so really, really good stuff. Okay, the other four here I was splitting hairs on. I think this is actually a very good wine. It's just not as fruity and as approachable as some of the others. In fact, I think it might in the end, once I retaste it, might score one of the highest. But it's a really thinking one. Lots of leather, lots of complexity notes. I tied it for two. This one was more leathery, more savory, while this one was more fruity, a little bit more easier to drink. I think more people gravitate towards this, although I think traditional European palates are going to be all about this. Let's see what it is, shall we? I'm actually excited to see. Salcheto. This is the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano 2016. This is the Vcchie Viti del Salco. This is an old vine vineyard. Okay, so first time I've tasted that wine. That was kind of tied with this wine right here. So let's take a look at this. This one was so fruity, so easy to drink. I think people are going to eat this up. Let's see what this is. This is the Poliziano, La Caggiole, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano 2016. This is a producer I like very, very, very much. Glad to see that did well. This, I would have to say that this is probably the easiest wine to drink out of all those. Okay, the last two here. This is just for my palate. I am well aware that a lot of people will not like this wine because it's a little bit more leaner, quote unquote, more earthy, not as fruity, not as voluptuous. There's two left. Let's see what it is. This is what I thought. The Avignonesi Poggetto di Sopra, Vino Nobile di Montepulciano 2016. I've had this wine several times, this exact vintage. I think I knew this wine right off the bat. But this one surprised me. This is number one, and this is a producer, because I know the 6 producers, so I know what's left, that's impressed me with the wines that I've had. This is the Boscarelli Costa Grande Vino Nobile di Montepulciano 2016. Really, really good stuff. Kind of old school Sangiovese to me is supposed to be. So, woohoo! I will put all the names of the wines below. You guys will have to let me know if you've tasted any of them, if you like them. Let me know if you like this format. If so, I can do more videos like this, or I'll try to do more videos like this. Drink Sangiovese because I absolutely love it. So, guys, if you like this video, check out our other videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit like, all that good stuff. And you know what? I will see you at the next episode.
Hello, thanks for watching.
Hey, you made it to the end. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the bell so you know when new videos are out. If you like content like this, check out our Patreon page where you get some behind the scenes exclusive content. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Cheers.